At this point, I'm just here for the drama. I'm just here for the mess. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we're gonna be reacting to some Love Is Blind. This time we're going to be US season 9, and y'all, I don't know. Like, I used to watch this because I'm like, I'm here for love, and I do love love. I'm a lover girl down. I'm a lover girl down. But after the UK season 2, I was like, where's the love? Because that was so disappointing. And I saw the trailer for this one, and it don't look like it's any more promising than the UK. So fingers crossed, I guess. So there's this girl named China, and she's talking about how she don't get approached often. Same girl. Like, I'll be saying a lot of stuff in this video, guys, but don't get it twisted. I have no authority in this matter. I have no relationship experience. So you know what? Like, if Love Is Blind wasn't so much of a mess, maybe I'd be in the same position. So who am I to judge, huh?
Growing up, I was in the foster care system all my life, being with multiple families, like not having a permanent family for myself. So this is my chance to like build that with someone. Yeah. Have like kids and like day one and stay with a family. I was like all my life just being with other family.
You're gonna break the mold.
Yeah.
Your past does not have to define your future.
I have a blinding eye condition, and there's a good chance that I'm gonna go blind. This experiment is so much more to me because it simulates what my life could be like when I do lose my vision.
Wow.
I know what I need in a partner with my diagnosis. So it's so important that I find that correct person and that somebody is so empathetic and understanding.
Not gonna lie, fam. When I heard this the first time, the thought that came to my head, sis, maybe you shouldn't be here, maybe you should go home. I'm like, so serious, because you are about to lose your sight. Maybe one day, maybe, God forbid. But you're gonna trust this process, which is so short and condensed, to choose the right person. I don't know, sis. That might just break your heart. Let me be the first to tell you if they don't tell you. I know they're gonna be like, yeah, girl, this is the process to do it. You will really meet somebody who loves you for you. I hope so. But if I'm gonna lose my sight or any other essential sense, I probably need to like know you for a good while and know that this is like a trustworthy person and stuff like that. So that when if worse comes to worse, I'm not wondering if this person gonna leave me because we haven't built like that good foundation. And for the foster care guy, I'm like, he's never had a family and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure he really, really, really wants that. But I'm like, Love Is Blind, maybe the place for you, but it might just hurt your feelings. And I wonder what like that experience will be like if he gets to the point of like engagement and stuff, like when they're meeting the family. Like, that's probably gonna be like a hard time for him because does he have family to meet? I don't know if in the foster care setting he had like siblings and stuff. I'm so intrigued. We ain't even in the episode yet. I have so much to say. I'm a yapper. I'm sorry.
I've never not been cheated on, so that's great.
Never not been
I have
cheated
a big heart, and I want to give it to somebody that deserves it. I think that this is what I need. The last guy I dated was in social media, and it was not good. Hello. And it ended up making me crazy because I was like, wait, why don't I look like that girl though? And so now it's just like, it's so funny, I'm getting emotional. Now it's just like, you can get to know me, and then, you know, the looks are just a bonus for both of us.
What up, what up?
Y'all, why do people already so sad? I'm so sorry. Maybe other cast haven't like already got me emotional, but I'm not gonna lie. When I heard this, it actually like tugged on my little heartstrings, and I was like, oh my God, sis. Never not been cheated on. Like, every guy you dated cheated on you, and you're a beautiful lady, a gorgeous lady, and you're wondering to yourself, with the last partner that you were with, like, who is he talking to? And there's always another hot blonde on the horizon. You are hot blonde, and I know she knows that, but like, for the guys that she was with, that was just y'all. If you think that the beauty alone is gonna save you, I'm so sorry. You have to pay attention to the character of the man, because some people are just never satisfied, and you gotta know like those traits from early so that you save yourself heartache. And it's so hard. It's so sad. And as I said, like the trailer already let me know this season gonna be a mess. So people like this now, I have so much trauma from the outside world going into this experiment. I'm so sad. Like, if they experience another heartbeat through this experience where they felt like the person knew them for them, and then they did the crap that they're gonna do. I don't even know what's gonna happen, but my expectations are low, yo. Let me not psych myself out. The show just started. Casey, same girl that's never been not cheated on. She's a wedding singer. No, sorry, wedding makeup artist. Always the makeup artist, never the bride, as she says. And she has 5 siblings. One of them, which is a singer in Korea, period. Period. And she used to be Mormon. So I think that her story will be very interesting. At the time that she's telling all of this information, she's talking to a guy named Patrick, who further down in the episode was talking about how, as a person that's, what would you call it, first generation Asian, I think that's the term for it, because his parents lived in another country and he was born in America. Yeah, first generation Asian American. He's always been around white people. He's always been the only white friend, the only white person in the class. I mean, the only Asian friend, the only Asian person in his class. All the persons he's dated has been white women, and he feels that his race kind of limits the options of persons he gets to date. And that might be very valid, because not every, I guess like these days, like there's a bit more like positive representation of Asian men, but in the past there was so many stuff that like discourage persons based on stereotypes from considering Asian men. So I can genuinely see like for his age group that that's a very real thing that he experienced. And he started talking to this other girl. What's her name? Give me a second. Yes. So he started talking to this girl named Anna, who's a hairstylist. And Anna is, so far it seems like a cool girl. She got lots of tattoos. She's also Asian American. She said that she's Chinese. So far in the show, Patrick hasn't said like what his like specific ethnicity is. I don't know if he's also Chinese or if he's, I don't know, Korean, Japanese. Tell me his face is giving Chinese. Apologies if he's not. And the people that are Chinese get offended by me saying he looks Chinese. But yeah. So that might, and they're kind of connecting on that. Anna and Patrick are connecting on that. I don't know if like that'll be enough to make for like a good couple, but they're both open to dating other ethnicities. It's just, you know, the luck of the draw. Like that was their picking. That's why they always was dating white people, because there wasn't enough Asian people anyway. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so now I'm at the point where like Megan and Mike are talking. Megan, she's she's a well-off, well-successful young lady, you know, with her startup, her tech startup and everything. But even though she, you know, can afford to do everything by herself, she still wants, you know, a provider and secure person in the role of a husband. She's very traditional minded, and you know, Mike, the real estater, is rocking with it. You like, ooh, I like that you said that. I don't know, what do you guys think about like traditional role and, you know, women being like the person to clean and stuff like that? taking care of the children, like the primary person doing that. Because Megan's like, when he was like, oh, so you're very when Mike was saying, oh, so you're very organized if I leave like some dishes in the sink, are you gonna be like really crazy about that? She's like, no, like actually I'll clean it. I'm like, okay, sis. I mean, for me personally, stuff like cleaning the dishes and washing the clothes, I feel that's like we both do this together, and I don't mind the idea of like the woman taking the primary role in terms of um, upkeep of the house. But if my job is busy as it is right now, then I can't manage it all on my own. We're gonna have to do it together. It's just a practicality thing. Anyway, and the next guy that we're introduced to is Jordan. I forgot what he said he does for work, but you know, I think it's something in transport. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Seems to be like a good position, settling in his career and stuff like that. But yeah, regular dude. Like me and you regular dudes. So when you Megan was telling him about her being Sparkle Megan and the logo or emblem of her vehicle is blinged out, he was like, wait a second, you sound rich in my words. He's like, oh, you sound rich. What kind of job you do? And she told him that, you know, I used to work in oil and gas and now I'm starting up my tech company. And he's like, oh yeah, you got money. What kind of car you drive and all that? And he was like, I don't know if our aesthetics like match, cause you know, me and my 2014 Kia and my regular self, I don't know if I can match you, Sparkle Megan. And I know he said it in a jokey way, but I'm just wondering if like for him, dating a woman that's maybe more financially well off than him would be an issue, or he's just securing himself that it wouldn't deter him from a relationship and it wouldn't make it an issue in the relationship. I don't know. Seems like a funny guy. He also has a child, the 5-year-old son. Sorry, I'm clipping my nail. The 5-year-old male, and it's not a bad age to like start a relationship with a person. The only thing is like Megan expressed like wanting to start her own family, like her own children, but my guy got a vasectomy, and he's like, well, it can be reversed. And true, but I don't know what's the success rate for that, and I don't think it's like super high. So I do think she should bear that in mind if children is a big priority. And if it is, like, I hope he's open to stuff like sperm donors and stuff like that. I wonder if she'd be open to that, or she definitely wants her husband to be like the biological father of her children. I don't know. I'll probably click this too early, but they're now introducing this girl called Ali. In my opinion, she kind of giving me a little bit of a Latina vibe. She got a brunette hair with like the blonde highlights. I don't know, something about her give me Latina. I might be very wrong, but anyway, she's a nurse, and she's like, she thinks she's single because she hasn't met someone that matches her drive, you know, her ambition and her drive. And I feel that in my spirit too, sis, because like I've dedicated a lot of my life to achieving a career that's quite difficult to get into, and I dang near fell out myself with like the stress of it all and trying to keep up with grades and stuff like that. But we're here, so being that I'm so like determined and stuff like that, I can't imagine being with somebody that doesn't have a very high drive to get the things that they want in life. I just can't respect it, you know? It's admirable when people are like ambitious and they want things and they put a lot of energy to it and time and resources. Like, if you're gonna be the head of the household, or we're gonna be on equal footing, whichever like dynamic you prefer to be in a marriage, you gotta be ambitious, in my opinion. Oh my gosh, y'all. I feel like I already found my favorite couple. I ain't even gonna lie. They got me giddy. So right now, Ali is talking to this guy called Antoine. And also, Ali in that conversation said that she's Brazilian. So I was right, Latin America. I consider Brazilians Latin American. So Boom. Anyway, so she's talking to Antoine. Antoine is a Russian, and his family both. He has like relatives both in Ukraine and Russia, which with this war situation is quite a whoa. I don't even know what the hell is going on, which is so sad because that's a lot of persons, like the relationship between Russia and Ukraine prior to the war and everything. Like a lot of person had family and passed through both countries from time to time. So it's really just heartbreaking. Like whatever they're experiencing at this point on both sides, because no one other than the leaders really want a war. And I'd say more of the Russian leader, to be honest, because Ukraine is just merely defending their land. But other than that, he expressed how, you know, as a young person, he always, worked towards the things that he wanted in life. He got his car, not car, he probably did too, but he got a house at a very young age. And he's very much about, like, he's a go getter and always felt like he had to depend on himself for stuff. And Ali is rocking with it because she's like, she like them ambitious men. She like people that go and get stuff. So she's like, all right, you seem like a go getter and so on, based on what you're saying. And she was expressing that, in her dating experience, she realized she hasn't been going for guys that have the traits and so on that she admired in her family growing up, in the men, like I'm assuming her father and other male figures that she admired. And he's like, yeah, for sure. Like, I want my children when they grow up to say, I admire how my father carries himself and my mother carries himself. I want a relationship like my mom and dad. I don't want to grow up my children and them not see like their mother and father together. And I think that's a sentiment that a lot of people have. And I hope that they can get there. And during the conversation, Antoine dropped the word baby. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I ain't gonna lie, I was giggling and laughing when I heard it. I would say it's still a little fast though. And like typically I don't even like that nickname. I don't know why, but I feel it's overplayed. It's not unique and stuff like that. But I won't lie, when I heard it, I was giggling and laughing because based on the conversation, I was like, yeah, they're connecting. They have such similar values, and he's saying stuff that I also value in males as well, like that go-getting, hard work, determination, wanting to take care of women, take care of their family, all of that. So he got me. He got me, and he got Ali too. They're like, oh, I like you, and I like you too, and all of that. I can see them going all the way, but you never know with this show. So, yo, that was so cute. What I just watched a while ago. What is that? Edmund, I believe is his name, Edmund. He's the guy that was in foster care, and he's talking with Calibri. I hope I'm saying her name right. KB. I'm gonna call her KB just in case I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, so they also look like they're gonna be my second fave for now. For now, we gotta see how things go. Cause as I said, that trailer got me messed up. But anyway, they are vibing heavy. And Edmund, he like a very energetic guy. He was like skipping down the hall, jumping, kicking his feet. They get energetic guy, and KB, she matching that energy, and it's so sweet. Like they might be like falling too hard too fast, but I like the fact that they were talking about their different passions. He's a realtor. She's also looking into purchasing homes to sell to um, Section 8 individuals. Sorry, buying homes and then providing it to tenants that are in Section 8. She's also into social work. He was a foster care child, and he went into the story earlier. I was like, does he have a like connection with his family? Apparently, he does now have a good relationship with his mother and father, as well as he has brothers. And his childhood really was tough. Like always, like coming back to home and then separating from their family members must have taken a toll. But he's like, it made me into the person I am today. He got his master's degree and he's doing well for himself. But I just know like it had some emotional effects and might also affect how he approaches relationships. He also spoke about how he wants to be a substitute teacher in the future because one of his teachers really saved his life. The relationship and the impact that that teacher had on him really changed the direction of his life, and he got super emotional about it. And I really appreciated how KB, helped comforted him because it's very difficult to comfort someone like when you're through a wall, like you're speaking through a wall, you can't physically hug them and tell them it's okay. So she was really just like using her words to let him know that it's okay. It doesn't make you less of a man. And thank you for being able to be vulnerable. She was really saying a lot of sweet things that I could see it did a lot for him. And you can tell like that impact of the teacher really, the impact that the teacher had on his life was definitely something significant because it was real tears, ain't that cute cry that you be seeing like on TV. Like he was genuinely feeling it. I can only imagine like the emotional turmoil he was experiencing as a young child living in the foster care system. I can only imagine, but I'm glad that he's at the point that he is today, and I'm curious to see where the journey of Love is Blind takes Edmund and KB. I'm really hoping that in the end it works out for both of them. But just now we met Joe and Addison, and they're a good vibe. Joe, he's like, I haven't been on this dating scene in a good while, so I'm kind of lost for words. I don't really know how to go about things. I'm funny with the guys, but not so much with the ladies. But when he met Madison, he seemed like he's pretty relaxed and, can crack a joke or two. And Madison seems like a fun girl. They were talking about their first date and, that whole like, we gonna do karaoke and then go to 7-Eleven sounds like really chill and a relaxed approach to our first date, seeing if you can hang and have fun. Me, I love a karaoke, so when they said that, I'm like, go ahead. But when she's like, her go-to song is Fergalicious, I said, ooh, yeah, Fergalicious definition, make the voice go local. I'm like, yeah, you better sing that song. And when he's like, his go-to is either a country song or Queen, I said, Queen, period. Queen, period. Y'all my kind of people. I'd have fun with y'all. They seem like a fun time. I didn't really go into anything like deep in terms of like what else makes them connect other than them being like vibing on in terms of energy level. So let's see how that goes for them. All right, so we're back with Ali and Antoine. Yo, let me chew this food properly. Yeah, as I said, they come in. I think they might just be my faves because like they have like a lot of stuff that I like, which is knowing multiple language. I think both of them said they can speak 3 languages, and they were going over about like when they start learning English. Both of them started learning at 8 years old, which is crazy because like, whoa, if you already 8 and you don't know how to speak English in a English speaking country, you're like school age, and that makes schooling a bit difficult. And they were Ali was talking about how she was bullied for like not knowing like certain English words and being confused with words that don't mean what they don't have a literal meaning. And they were relating on so many stuff, like starting to work at 16 for Antoine, and Ali's like, I started to work at 14, and both of them first job was McDonald's. And I can see that a lot of their life experience is very similar. They're already calling each other baby on a regular now. I'm like, they locked in. They are locked in. They're gonna propose. I'm calling it from now. Will they make it to the all-time say I do? I don't know, but I like the vibes. I like it. It's cute. It's nice.
Mascara's not waterproof.
Oh, baby, I wish I could hold you right now. Break it through.
Listen, Antoine and Elliot just proposed, y'all. Oh my gosh. Oh, y'all should have seen my live reaction. Oh Lord, I was pumping my fist in the air. I jumped back scared because I know like they usually do show at least one proposal in the first episode, but it caught me off guard. I thought we was just having a regular conversation. Then my girl is like, "Listen, I usually put up my walls, but I just gotta say I love you," tearing up and everything. I said, "Oh, we dropping the love bomb, the L word. This is serious." She's like, "I had a dream with your mom." I know it's serious when you get a dream with a mom. Be like, I'm a part of the family. They was picking him up from prison though. That was an odd thing. Like the brain be dreaming up some odd things, and then he's like, "I also had a dream about you." I'm like, look at us being in sync. In sync. And then he went down on one knee and everything. I'm just like, I'm rooting for them. It's so cute. Oh, my little heart. It's too cute. This show gonna it gonna hurt my feelings. So guys, I'm hydrating. But now we're back with Sparkle and Megan. And we were talking with Jordan. And they were talking about Jordan's child. He's 5, as we said before. And he revealed that he has type 1 diabetes. Gotta get that pump to give him his insulin and all of that. And I'm just like, whoa. I'm like, everybody in this pod's got a story. And I'm like, y'all put your faith in meeting the right person. All y'all background, and it's just like amazing to me. I know that like people actually do fall in love in this process, but it doesn't mean that. Let me not be negative, Nancy. Let me stop. Either way, Megan also has experience with type 1 diabetes through her father. He had type 1 diabetes. He passed directly due to complications. They were, just supporting each other and relating in that manner. However, in reflection, when they're in the confessional, Megan was saying that whenever she talks with Jordan, it's a good time, and she can laugh and stuff like that. But she feels like she's having more of a like romantic connection with the other guy. What's his name again? I think his name is Mike. If I'm wrong, I'll make a correction. And she's like, I can see myself like being an empire with him. Like, it seems like we're on the same kind of mindset. Wow, I feel like there's some difference in mindset with herself and Jordan. So we'll see how it goes.
And I'm in that game for sure.
Megan is a busy girl. Sarah was like, oh, it's just Mike and Jordan, but she also has Blake. But before we move on, Blake got money. He like, I got a sauna and a hot tub. I'm like, wait a second. And he's like, I got room for one more. When she's like, you got room for me? And you're like, yeah. But she's like, Blake seems to be her front runner, and she haven't found anything wrong with him yet, and I hope you don't. I'm gonna look out for it too. So going through with Blake, he in this part day is talking about the fact that his father passed away due to liver disease, and he was talking about how, in retrospect, they probably should have had like more of a closer relationship. They used to connect through playing sports, and he was like, that's cool and all, but I felt like, especially when he got sick, we should have had such a close relationship. But because of like the resentment and stuff like that, he never made the step, and he was also upset that father didn't make the step. He passed, and there's just like that regret around it. And Megan also opened up to say, yeah, my father passed away too, which is something Blake didn't know at the time, but she was telling him about the whole journey with the type 2 diabetes. He also had early onset dementia. I don't know, like dementia, I feel like there's so many different kinds of diseases, but it's just, I think it's even sadder just knowing that you can slowly see the person that you used to know becoming somebody that you don't know. That's someone that can't even recognize you and all of that. That's a different kind of heartbreaking, I think. But she was, detailing how he passed and got really emotional. again, Blake was another person that I felt like he was being supportive through the camera. I mean, through the wall for Megan in the process. You know, I see they're kind of more like cerebral type person. At least that's the impression I'm getting. So you're not necessarily getting like the big emotional confessions of love and stuff like that at this point, but they have an understanding and a care for each other. I don't think they're at the in love point yet, but you know, there can be potential there for that. And Megan is like is still my number one. So I'm just kind of curious how, you know, breaking the news to people like Joe, Jordan, and Mike will be if she's like going all the way with Blake. You know, they're sweet guys. Well, I don't really know that much about um, Mike, but we know Jordan. He got his kid, and he seemed like a sweet guy. So I do hope that if she does go through with Blake, she's able to break off with them in an amicable way. I don't like seeing bitter breakups, you know. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, they're setting up for Ali and Antoine to meet in person. I haven't finished the episode, but I know they're not gonna make them meet before the episode is done. So I guess it's until next time for episode 2, guys. This was good reacting. I'm getting sweet feelings and stuff like that, but I just know the pain and the drama and the disappointment is coming. I know I've been here too long. We got season 9, y'all. I know. Anyway, guys, if you like the video, like and subscribe, leave a comment, share, all of that. And next time, come back next time for Life Without a Shining.